So you've studied abroad and have been bitten by the travel bug. You're certainly not alone, and many students we work with are looking for ways to go abroad again. There are many fantastic international opportunities for you to explore while you're still here at RIT or after you graduate. So where will you go next? Of course, you can always choose to study abroad again. Many RIT students have done so. Your ability to study abroad again may depend on what kinds of classes you still need to take, but remember that not every study abroad experience is a full semester. There are great short-term options like faculty-led or summer programs that can be as short as 1 to 3 weeks. Or maybe you started off with a short faculty-led program and now you want to spend a full semester abroad. Just remember to discuss your plans with your academic advisor to make sure another international experience would fit into your plan of study. We often get a lot of students who ask about doing a co-op experience abroad, which is also something worth exploring. You would not be working with the study abroad office if you're looking for an international co-op, but instead would work with the RIT Co-op and Career Services office. The RIT Co-op office offers programs in about 15 different countries, and you can see a complete list of partners they work with on the co-op website. Or you could secure your own international co-op by utilizing contacts you may have made while studying abroad. If you go that route, just make sure you're registering your co-op with the co-op office. When working with the co-op office, they will help you with your resume and cover letter, and if you are working through one of their partners, they'll get you set up with interviews. Generally, when on an international co-op, you would have to find your own housing. However, your overseas employer may assist you with that. It's important to know that international co-ops may be unpaid due to visa restrictions, or you may have to pay a fee when working with a partner organization. Or if you are getting paid, the positions may not pay as much as if you were working in the US. These are just good things to keep in mind as you start exploring international co-ops. Another good thing to remember is that the process of securing an international co-op does take time, so the RIT Co-op office suggests that you start the process at least 6 months in advance. You can research programs and partner organizations on the co-op website and then make an appointment to talk with a co-op advisor. If you decide doing an international co-op is not the route you want to take, you could consider working in another country for a short period of time after graduation. One reputable organization we often direct students to that would assist you with this is Jenza. They can help you find paid work experiences between 6 to 12 months in countries like Australia, New Zealand, the UK, Japan, and Canada. The challenge with finding work positions abroad is getting a work visa in order to earn money in another country as a US citizen. These particular countries that I just mentioned have a short-term work visa that allows American students to work for a short period of time. Now, if you happen to have another citizenship, either dual citizenship or you're an international student, you may have more flexibility with countries allowing you to work. Jenza will help you obtain the work visa you need and provide resources and contacts to help you find a job. Most jobs tend to be in the non-professional positions, perhaps at a cafe, hotel, or in customer service. For more information, you can visit their website, jenza.com. We also wanted to take the time to talk a little bit about careers abroad because we get a lot of students asking how they might find long-term work internationally in their career. There are things you'll have to consider if you want to pursue a career abroad. A big challenge is the work visa restrictions. If you're a US citizen looking to get a job in your field overseas, your potential employer would need to sponsor you. In some countries, this means your potential employer would have to prove that there's no local citizens who could do the job that you're applying for. As you can imagine, this can make the process challenging. Another consideration before you start looking for professional work overseas is understanding how the application process would work in a different country. Many require a CV instead of a resume, so you'd want to make sure you're submitting the right kind of materials to be considered for a position. Finally, networking is essential if you're looking for a career with an overseas company. If you're not skilled at networking and don't already have some previous contacts to build on, you may find it difficult. For these reasons, we recommend a few things as you start to consider an international career. Probably your best option is to work for a U.S. company that has international locations where transfer opportunities may be available. When you're weighing pros and cons of different U.S. employers, seeing if there's an opportunity to work at their international location down the line might be something to consider. Another option is to work for a U.S. company where you may have the opportunity to travel. Or you could consider working for a U.S. embassy overseas. Often they hire for a variety of positions, including business, IT, and marketing. Or if your future job is remote and you have the flexibility to work from wherever you choose, some countries offer digital nomad visas or remote visas, which is a type of visa that allows digital nomads to live and work in a foreign country for longer than a normal tourist visa. Some countries that offer these types of visas are Spain, Portugal, Italy, and Greece. And you can use this visa guide research source to find additional options for a digital nomad visa. Another after graduation option you may be considering is grad school abroad. If you want to look into this option, you'll first want to do research to see if your professional field is open to hiring graduates with an international master's degree. For some professions, an international master's degree may not be acknowledged. For example, in the field of psychology, if you plan on working in the U.S., an international master's degree would likely not be accepted. On the other hand, some fields may find an international master's degree valuable, like if you're studying business, international relations, or economics. Another important consideration is if the school you're interested in is accredited. An accredited school has gone through a rigorous check by an educational authority to make sure the school meets their standards and is qualified to teach students the programs they're offering. International accreditation can be confusing, but there's an excellent resource called the World Higher Education Database that allows you to check to see if an institution you're interested in is accredited. Then there's financial considerations. How much does it cost? Is there aid available? Can you use U.S. student loans to pay for an international degree? These are all things you'll want to investigate. In your research, you may find affordable options for grad school abroad. Some public universities in Europe may offer very low tuition rates, even for non-European Union students. Germany, France, Austria, Norway, Finland, and Sweden are some countries where this may be the case. Finally, remember that international grad school application process may be different than applying for grad school in the U.S., and there could be a language barrier where grad courses are taught in the local language. Grad school is definitely worth exploring, but don't try to fit a square peg into a round hole just to get abroad again. You want to make sure your potential grad school can help and not hinder your career. International fellowships provide funding for undergraduate students or recent grads to do research, teach English, complete an arts project, study a foreign language, or go to grad school abroad. International fellowships are usually prestigious and competitive. They require a strong GPA, leadership experience, letters of recommendation, and a strong essay. Fellowships are offered in many different fields: science, biomedicine, biotechnology, arts, business, health, leadership, so they're worth exploring no matter what your major is. Winning an international fellowship is not only an opportunity to secure funding to live abroad while taking on a project, research, job, or international study, but it's a highly prestigious award that will help you build on your academic success. A few international fellowships we recommend looking into are Fulbright U.S. Student Program, DAAD RISE Research Internships in Science and Engineering, the Bourne Awards, the Critical Language Scholarship, and the Fulbright Canada Mid-Tax Global Link Fellowship. In the video description, there is a link to these and other international fellowships to explore further. RIT consistently has international fellowship winners each year, which is a testament to the hard work and innovation of RIT students. Many fellowships will require you to work with the RIT Education Abroad office on your application. We have a dedicated fellowship advisor who can help you determine if you're a good candidate for a particular fellowship, flesh out project ideas, provide feedback on your essays, and be a resource throughout the application process. There are many other ways you can go abroad again, including teaching English, doing conservation work, being an au pair, volunteering, and of course, independent travel. You can learn more about these opportunities in the resources link in the video description. Beyond traveling, there are ways you can continue the impact of your study abroad experience from home. Choosing to study abroad gave you a chance to experience a different culture, learn new ways of doing things, and started you on a path to becoming a global citizen. A global citizen is someone who identifies with being part of an emerging world community and whose actions contribute to building this community's values and practices. What does this mean as you come back from an international experience? To take what you've learned about yourself and the world around you and continue to share it with your local community. So let's talk about a few ways to do that. There are ways to expand your global citizenship right on campus. You could be part of RIT's Global Union, which plans many cultural events and activities on campus each semester. You could be a conversation partner through the RIT English Language Center. The RIT International Student Services Office often looks for volunteers to help during International Student Orientation each fall and spring. Or there are many international and cultural clubs at RIT to get involved in. There are also ways you can get involved in the Rochester area. Rochester Global Connections and Rochester Refugee Resettlement Services are both local nonprofit organizations that either bring international students and visitors to the area for educational or professional development opportunities, or they assist refugees in a setting into their new home in the Rochester area. They often need volunteer help as friendship hosts, tutoring, leading activities, drivers, donations, and more. There's a link in the video description for these organizations and a few others in the Rochester area you could get involved in. We hope you found these resources useful, whether you explore other travel experiences, international graduate programs, or careers that take you across borders. The world is full of opportunities waiting to be explored.